Hi everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. I feel like I've been gone for a million years, but it was only a couple of days because I have been knee deep in cleaning, organizing, and packing as I am getting ready to make a huge house move the end of October, and I'm so excited. I'm going to finally have an office. But you guys, we have so many royal stories that I'm trying to catch up, so I apologize if some of them are a couple of days behind. But before we get into the Royal Daily Tea, I have a brand new thriller book to recommend for you. This one is called The Personal Assistant by Kimberly Bell. You guys, this book kept me so interested. I finished the book in one day. It's about a social media influencer who hires a personal assistant, and then everything goes into the crapper. Her assistant disappears as one of her posts goes viral, a horrific post that she writes, but she didn't actually write it. And ever since then, all these horrible things start happening to her and her family. So if you're looking for a very quick, easy read or quick and easy listen, I highly recommend this book. But you guys, we have a lot of juicy royalty to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So Mike Tindall, as we know, is an ex-professional rugby player and the darling husband of Zara Phillips. But he is also the host of a very popular sports podcast called The Good, the Bad, and the Rugby, which he co-hosts alongside rugby player James Haskell and TV presenter Alex Payne. Well, on their most recent episode, they landed 3 very impressive royal guests. They got his mother-in-law, Princess Anne, and the Prince and Princess of Wales. So during the discussion at Windsor Castle, the subject of competitiveness was raised, with Kate and William being asked about competition between them, and one of the presenters revealing that Mike had compared them to Monica from the sitcom Friends, who is always known for her insatiable desire to win and to be the very best at everything. And I think that we all know that William and Catherine are very, very competitive when it comes to sports, and apparently it has trickled down to their 3 children. Now, Catherine did say she didn't think she was competitive, but she was raised in a very active family and childhood, and of course that has trickled down to her children. Now, Mike then asked if the couple's 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, are showing signs of competitiveness, and Princess Anne interjected to say, just a little bit, I would suggest. Now, Kate did say that all of her children are very different and they all have different temperaments, and she said as they're growing and trying to find out different sports, they're obviously still really young. It's going to be very interesting to see how that grows and develops. Now, they had a lot of very interesting points about sports and life, and you know, how to raise people to be competitive, how to be good winners, good losers. If you're interested, you can catch it over on their YouTube channel. It's about an hour long, and I really enjoyed the podcast. So Omid Scobie is setting his sights on Prince William, attacking him in a new chapter in his brand new book, Endgame. Now, we all know Omid Scobie works alongside Harry and Meghan, where they famously lied and denied collaboration with Omid Scobie for his book Finding Freedom. In my opinion, it reeks of Harry and Meghan, and they just got their little fingers all up in this book. You literally cannot convince me. Now, we know that Omid Scobie is no longer a part of the Royal Rota. They do not consider him a royal reporter nor a royal expert. He is pretty much the official, unofficial mouthpiece of Harry and Meghan. He's definitely hanging on by a thread of the coattails of mom and dad because y'all, Botox don't pay for itself. So now his new book is coming out in November, and he gave his followers a sneak peek at some of the most idiotic, horrendous titles. And one of them is definitely going to be about Prince William. Now on Wednesday, he gave his 127,000 X followers, formerly known as Twitter, a little sneak peek at the titles of the first 9 chapters, including one called Baggage, The Lingering Trials of King Charles, and another one, Gloves Off, Prince Harry, Man on a Mission. Are you for real? I mean, do you say this with a straight face? Let me give you a list of some of these gem of a titles. The Queen and Her Piper, Elizabeth II's Final Days. What a class act, going after the Queen. Shaky Ground, the Queen is dead, the monarchy faces trouble. Again, going after the Queen. Oh God, I hate this. King Charles's premiere. Remembrance of Things Past, the ongoing campaign to make the royals great again. He really is gunning to end the monarchy, guys. Baggage, The Lingering Trials of King Charles, The Fall of Prince Andrew, Scandal, Shame, and Silencing Jane Doe. Race and the Royals, Institutional Bigotry and Denial. That sounds like unconscious bias and another racist allegation, which you want to bet was given to him by Harry and Meghan. But here is the one he specifically is going after: Prince William, Gloves On, Prince William, heir to the throne. So you best believe he's going to drudge up the fight that happened supposedly between Prince William and Prince Harry that came from Harry's book Spare. So I am sure there's going to be a lot more elaboration in regards to the supposed altercation that happened between Prince William and Prince Harry, where Prince William knocked him into a dog bowl. Remember, Spare had a lot of chapters and information that were left out. So I am wondering if Prince Harry supplied this to Omid Scobie so he can underhandedly get these lies and stories out through another source and keep his hands clean. So I guarantee you he is going to get some information, in my opinion, from Prince Harry to put into this book. Rumor has it the book was supposed to come out in August, has been delayed until November because he was adding in the coronation. So in my opinion, Harry and Meghan definitely have their fingers all over this book, and it's going to be very interesting to see what he says. But in my opinion, Omid Scobie, sir, you better tread lightly when you have Her Majesty's name in your mouth, because people will not forgive you for talking negatively about the Queen. So you better watch yourself. Ask Meghan how people received that fake curtsy and how well that is working out for her. So little Prince Harry really wants you to like him, y'all. He's trying really hard to be likable. But what it's doing is giving me a major ick factor, and I'm suffering from secondhand embarrassment. These are two people who have failed to realize the world does not revolve around them and their fake peanut butter and jelly love story. So Prince Harry kicked off the Invictus Games with a speech where he said, "Ich bin ein Dusseldorfer," ripping off a famous line from a JFK speech. What he really meant to say is, "Ich bin ein douchebag." He is literally so desperate to get people to like him, and you can tell the crowd was not very happy. So the first reference he has trying to chip off away from Prince William, as we know, Prince William has the Earthshot Prize, which was a take from a program called Moonshot from JFK. So him making a reference to a JFK speech, in my opinion, is not a coinkydink. He is literally trying to steal his brother's thunder. The second half, which was absolutely cringy, is when he said his wife, Meghan, would be joining him at the Invictus Games, but they're very competitive, and she's going to be rooting for the Nigerian team because she's 43% Nigerian. Like this woman has ever in her entire 42 years represented the Nigerian people. I am sure people from Nigeria are like, we're good, sis. We don't need ya. We're good. Is she going to show up at the games borrowing an African dress from Marlene Headley? I mean, maybe she has an extra dress for you, Meghan, that you can borrow for this event. But come on, she's rooting for Nigeria. Has Meghan ever been to Nigeria? Does she even know where it's at on the map? And what specific tribe is she from in Nigeria? You know, there's over 300 separate tribes. Now, when she was asked this question on her podcast, where she famously came out and said, I'm 43% Nigerian, to her guest who happened to be of Nigerian descent, she couldn't answer the question when the lady said, oh, what tribe? What tribe are you from? And she's like, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Meaning, you lied. In my opinion, I think that was a fib. So Harry comes out and says she's going to be cheering for the Nigerian team. And the audience was like, that's nice. It was like secondhand embarrassment and ick factor. So fake, so contrite, desperately trying to have people like him and his wife. And in my opinion, why did he make it about him and his wife? He can never keep the woman out his mouth. This is about the opening of the Invictus Games. It is about the brave men and women competing. Nobody gives a rat's patootie about your wife and what team she is going to be cheering for. The third thing that he stole from Prince William and Catherine was the competitiveness, was the nature of Meghan and Harry, right? He literally is like, you know, we're just so competitive with one another. Since when? Meghan Markle, you're not exactly known as a sporty gal, unless you call dodging the lies that you told or running in stilettos. Honey, we don't see you hiking and biking. When you were working royal, you didn't do anything active. So Prince William and Catherine are known as very, very sporty. For the past 12 years, we have seen them compete when they're doing a sport. They're very, very sporty. Even when Prince Harry was around, the three of them were very, very competitive. So now Prince Harry's acting like, oh, me and Meghan were so competitive. Since when? We've never seen it. Oh, when you play Wordle? Is that the competitiveness that you're talking about? Because we've never seen y'all compete in a sport ever. But most recently, the Prince and Princess of Wales and the Princess Royal appeared on the Rugby podcast talking about their competitiveness, and all of a sudden Harry's talking about him and Meghan's competitiveness. Then he brings up the quote from the Earthshot Prize. He's constantly ripping away from his brother. He just cannot stand to have anything original. So Prince Harry, in my opinion, is very, very desperate, trying to get people to like him, and the only way he can do that is to take from other people. People don't like him. There was a poll that came out recently where people want their titles removed. They don't want them to have any public funding. They even want them removed from the line of succession. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle really need to get a clue. They're not liked, and these gimmicks are not helping. It doesn't endear them to people because people can see their fakeness, much like during that very cringy interview when they asked him what he does, and he's like, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I got 4 kids. Remember acting like the country western song, I'm a survivor, like he's a single mom picking up the kids, picking up the dog do. We all know he doesn't do any of those things, but he pretends and Meghan pretends, and they come across as fake and phony. Now, the other thing is Meghan Markle, I'm sorry to tell you, is going to make an appearance at the Invictus Games. Now, she was removed from participating in the show. That is a fact. It was not an error. She was on the website. They had made a huge to-do about her doing a special segment and appearing at the closing ceremony. But now she's just going to be a spectator and a super fan for Team Nigeria. Again, Meghan Markle is just going to be the supporting wife that she is. Sorry, I threw up in my mouth. So yeah, so it just seemed to me that Prince Harry was very, very desperate, trying to make people like him and stealing references and kind of taking a dig at his brother, Earthshot Prize, trying to act like, you know, I'm trying to get the race card so my wife's 43% Nigerian so the black people are going to love us. We're so likable. Look at me, y'all. I'm married to a black woman. Like me. That's my opinion. And I'm sorry to the black people for that reference. But she's claiming, y'all, she's claiming 43% Nigerian. The poor people of Nigeria, my sympathies. And then they bring up the competitiveness. We're such a competitive couple. Since when? The only time I've ever seen these two compete is when they did that stupid little trailer for the Invictus game and they were playing a game of ping pong where she hits a ball and he hits it back. I mean, wow, so competitive. So I just feel like it's very sad how he's constantly taking inspiration from his brother, trying to steal his thunder around the same time that Catherine and William do a podcast about competitiveness, stealing a line from William's Earthshot Prize. It's just weird, pulling in the woman of color. They really are just pulling in everything but the kitchen sink to make them likable. But in my opinion, it's doing the opposite effect. But what do you guys think about that speech? Ich bin ein Düsseldorfer, trying to pull in from JFK. Do you think that Meghan Markle is going to make a huge fashion show, or is she going to dress up like a Nigerian for her entrance into the Invictus Games? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.